Hey, what's up? Dillio coming to you another video. And in this video, we're going to talk about the Korg MicroKorg synthesizer. Yet another keyboard I couldn't quite get my hands on when it first came out, but I'm glad to have this in the studio today and to talk about some things that I do like and then I don't like about this synthesizer. But it's just a cool gem. Nice size, very playable keys, very small, so you can like pick up and take this thing anywhere. But and I kind of made this little patch. I mean, you can really have a lot of fun with this, and I've noticed a lot of people talk box actually with this synthesizer. And in this video, we're going to actually look at a few presets and mess with them. And then what I'm going to do is hook up my talk box to it and see what kind of sound I can get with the talk box, even though I will have to design my own preset. So before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the specifications. We see that this was produced in 2002, 37 keys, even though there are many keys. 4 voices, dual oscillator, analog modeling synthesizer engine, and this pretty much has the same engine as the Korg MS200, but in a much more compact package, but without all the knobs and stuff like that. You still can access everything, but you got to really pay attention to the diagram that's on the screen to really get involved with this. It also has a vocoder as well, which is really cool. And it's kind of like, it's almost like a mini MS200. 37 keys, 128 programs. You can program your own voices and stuff like that. And this really is a gem. So those are the specifications of the Korg MicroKorg. Okay, and we're back. So now I'm going to look at some of the presets and kind of let you know what I think about it. We got a bunch of those. And the interesting thing about this keyboard is that you have a program number of 1 through 8. And then I believe if you hit side B, you get additional 8 presets on here. So I'm just going to browse through some presets. Got some trance presets. Let me go to the hip hop vintage. Let me just go straight to there. A lot of low end coming out of this digital synthesizer, and this is the same analog modeling synthesizer, so it's not analog synthesizers in here, but there are definitely an emulation of analog circuitry, also featuring the same synthesizer engine as the MS200, which is pretty impressive to have that large synthesizer base built into this frame here. Low end stuff, a lot of low end stuff here on the little funky lead there. Get funky with it. But you got 4 voice, so when I lose that low C, 3, 4, 5. Wow, 4 voice. Kind of sounds like the MS200. Sounds exactly like it. Let me know in the comments. Does this sound like the MS200, some of the presets? Kind of like a clavy sound. Kind of like a vintage string machine. Let's go to the A side. More bass. Bassy. You can mess with the filters on here. You got kind of like a macro filter set up here. So you got some built-in delay effects in here. I mean, it's really easy to kind of fly on the keys. It's really kind of, it's easy to go fast because the keys are small, so you can go. Kind of like a fake road sound there. Farsifa organ. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. Let me know in the comments. Let's go to electronica. I think they got some cool pads there. Some stereo effects going on. I like that sound. There's definitely a powerful synthesizer engine in here. Crazy sound right there. If you listen to headphones, you can hear it pan left and right. See, it makes you see the pads like that makes you want to play large chords, but again, only have 4 notes I can work with. Again, adjusting the filter. But if you turn up the resonance too high on the filter, you will get a little feedback. Check out the B side. So there's a lot of crazy sounds in there. So there are a lot of great sounds with this thing. I mean, this thing is really a gem. And what I like about it is just its small size, its portability. It's a lot of fun. And if you want to get to a sound pretty quickly, I mean, you can really fly and do some crazy runs on it. It's pretty good. It definitely has some low-end bass sound, which is something I like in these small form analog kind of emulation or even full analog synthesizers, you know, that low-end bass. It's very playable, and you don't really feel like, it's not like a metal chassis frame or anything like that, but it doesn't feel like you'll tear it up. You know, it feels like it can be moved around a lot, handled a lot, and not really worry too much about it. And then, you know, for a gig, I mean, imagine if you only have this to take with you to a gig, I'd rather carry this around than my Moog because this thing is way lighter. This thing is like a take, so I'm like, I have to really use some muscle to carry it. So that's what I like. What I don't like is programming sounds on here. I think that, and I can say that from the perspective of never designing sounds on here from scratch. I've never really did that in that kind of format. So understanding what the menus say versus what I'm actually doing with these knobs kind of takes a little time to get used to. Even when I was trying to design that bass patch you heard, I had to really mess with it to understand, okay, this knob represented this menu, this knob represented that, all the way down. And so the sound design is a little buried to me, but I think that if I developed a muscle memory and I kept doing it, that probably wouldn't be an issue either. It's definitely a nice synthesizer. You don't really get the analog warmth though, that flaw. You do get a bold sound, but you don't get that in between MIDI parameters kind of. It's kind of hard to explain. It's almost like a woo-woo kind of thing, kind of like, oh, it's, you know, and but it's still a great sounding synthesizer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fast forward the tape and see if I can design a preset, and I'm going to hook up my top box, and we're going to check out how that sounds. All right, so I created a patch. So now I got my top box, and we're going to hear how it sounds with this top box. We are taking over. We are taking over. We are taking over. More about, yeah. Top box gonna give you the top box. I think it sounds really good with the top box. It's not as strong as it sounds, so you definitely need a more powerful top box to really push that signal through. And of course, there's probably some more things that I can do under the hood to make it really push that sound out if I want to kind of go for that distorted cutting top box sound, because there's all kinds of talk box sounds and stuff like that. But if you wanted the talk box with the synthesizer, this is just fine. And before I had any of the Moogs in the room, I would have been totally fine with this. It's totally a great talk boxing synth. You can totally achieve the effect that you want with talk boxes with this synthesizer. So overall, this is my review of the MicroKorg synth. Make sure you check out more videos right here at Dillio T2K on the YouTube channel. Let me know what you think about this keyboard. Did you buy this keyboard? Did you sell it? Do you wish you kept it? Tell me your story about this keyboard in the comments below. I'd like to hear your thoughts about it. All right, I'm out of here. Peace.
Dillio on the track.